Hello, my dear Cancer, and welcome to your November reading. Here with me, Oliver, on Wellness Beyond Intuition. I'm happy that you're here. Um, just a few quick things before we jump into it. Check out your other placements: Moon, Rising, Jupiter, and Venus. And also, if there's a word or a phrase that resonate with you, then please make it your own. I invite you to do that, and it'll give you more of a full picture of what's going on here and what I'm saying. They are general readings, so keep that in mind. Um, Also, I do personal readings. I do them over at one2listen.com, and that's where you can find me. All of that is in the description box below. So if you check it out, you'll see that. So anyway, let's move on. Let's get into it, okay? We're doing the reverse pyramid, and let's see what's happening for you here in November and what you can look forward to and what it is maybe where you should pay the most attention. We'll see. Let's guide you. Start out with the Knight of Wands. There's a sense of wanting to really celebrate and move on. Then King of Swords is there. And messages are coming your way. Ace of Swords. Clarity. Four of Pentacles. Holding on a little tight to what you've got. That's okay. The Hermit. The Ace of Pentacles. We got the Judgment card. And we got the Magician, we got the Three of Cups, and we're gonna end it on the Hierophant. Oh my God, there's lots going on here in November for you. You definitely a deep sense that you want to experience more sort of like freedom, so to speak. I wouldn't even call it freedom, just I don't know. It's about throwing yourself into the fire. Be more creative. Allow yourself to get more on the wild side. I don't know. Is that even something that you want, Cancer? Be more wild. The possibilities there, but I mean wild. I mean many things. It doesn't mean that you have to go to the Burning Man festival or go to a rave or do crazy drugs on a Saturday night. Not that I think you would, but being wild is all about doing something that normally is not something that's associated with who people think who you are. But then again, who cares what people think of who you are? As long as you're happy with who you are. The King of Swords here is sitting there very, very much contemplating whether they should deliver certain messages to you or not, and I think that they will. It's 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 a reflection I would say messages that will give you more clarity about what it is that's gone on in the past. If you felt that you moved through some kind of moved through darkness, or you haven't had all the information, it'll come your way and it'll give you clarity. It'll give you an opportunity to think a little better about where you want to go. It's so funny because it's right next to the Four Pentacles, so I think it has more to do with it's gonna clarify for you. There are certain things that you need to hold on to just a little bit longer, and that'll give you a sense of, I wouldn't say power, but strength in a sense. I mean, I would say power, but that sounds like a power trip. But it's not necessarily in that sense that it's a power trip. It's just knowing that it's okay for you to be a little bit more in control at the moment. It doesn't really like you want to be a little more wild, but I was being more in control. But hey, you can both be wild and in control at the same time. You can be in control of being wild, you know. And and it's so interesting because I sense that it is a little bit of a Cancer feeling, right? Because then you got the Hermit, right? There's also that sense, I just want to close the door and be on my own. So it's such a mixed bag of feelings and wanting to move forward. But I think it's important because there are certain conversations that you're going to need to have in the month of November, And I do believe that it comes down to having these conversations with those who are close to you, the people that you love, including your partner. There's going to be a very, very important conversation you're going to have, because now you're standing sort of at a place where what are we doing? I'm talking partnership here. I'm talking about the person that it's who's on your mind, right? If you're dating, and I would say that even if you're not, but maybe even married, I would say, but it's about what are we doing next? Where do we go next with this? Where's the next best place to go with what it is that we're feeling and creating here? Being so serious now. But it's because there is an opportunity for you to move further up the ladder, so to speak, with this particular relationship that you're in. Also to create something that's more grounded, and allowing that to, and also not only that, but also give you more opportunities to celebrate what it is that you guys have created. And but when I say it comes from a place, because I got the Magician here, and words can be magic, right? And I love working with the whole word magic, because I think that it's a word that needs to be explored a lot more. And I'm not always talking about Harry Potter magic, right? I'm talking about the magic of actually being able to, in this particular case, to put the words together in the right way, sort of like a, I don't know, maybe like a incantation, or not even a spell, but a prayer perhaps, right? But when you put the words together correctly, you will see a certain outcome, because I think words are so important, and you can actually experience the magic that you long for, as long as the words that you're speaking, they're being said correctly. Um, but you are taking things to the next level. So that's sort of within the sense of romantic relationships that I'm sensing here. But if you want to take that a little further, I mean, again, I feel that there's sort of like a silver lining between everything. Also career wise, what is it that you want to experience? How can you take that to the next level? And what is that going to look like? You know, I mean, you got the Judgment card um, right under the four Pentacles, and I would say that, you know, it's there's a reckoning here coming. You know, there's a truth. There's a self-awareness that's going to become very apparent over the next little while here. And I'm talking obviously November. Not everything has to happen just in November, right? It can mean it can go, it can move on into many different beyond November, as I say, you know. But that's the story itself, because then we look at December. How can you build upon what happened in November? But we'll see that when we get to December. We're not there yet, right? So, uh, but I encourage you to use your wisdom that I know you have. I mean, you're an old soul, Cancer. You really are. You feel deeply, and even though they say that's just it's very classic of saying that about cancers, I do believe that that's true. We everybody feels, right, but you do feel deeply. I mean, it's water; it runs deep, and but you can definitely have what it is that you're looking for in your partnership. But it takes the right words to say the right words to get you to that place, and that might take a little bit of effort for you to do that. uh, I It's so funny because when people they say, you know, like, when will I meet the right one, or, you know, like, when will that job come to me? I'm like, you know, very rarely does it just show up. I mean, sometimes it does. It just falls into your lap and you can celebrate and applaud, but very rarely does it just show up like this. You do have to work for it sometimes. I don't even mean that you need to work for it hard. In some cases you do, but oftentimes you just apply. All you have to do is just apply yourself, you know, like, it's just give it thought. Other times, you know, like, but with in this particular case, I really feel that a verbal conversation is absolutely necessary in order for you to have if you want a certain if you want to see a certain outcome. and and why not? You know, like you deserve that. But I have a feeling this is going to go really well for you. And you're definitely going to see that you're going to get what it is that you truly desire. I like the wild side, though. That just really, that blows my mind. That you experience this sense of really just, you know, shake your hair and get out there and show the world that you're much more than just this reflective person who sits in the back. But you're not. You're far from. Celebrate here in November, you know, make it your own and find those right words, okay? And I will see you, I'll see you in December.